To advance in life, we have to keep learning. So we study, we go to university, and we take courses. But the problem is, when you don't take notes, you usually forget most of what you learn. And if you do take notes, those notes tend to be a little bit on the useless side. In this video, we're going to solve that problem. Let's start with the key principle. If you really want to retain what you're learning, you have to engage higher cognitive functions. Now, sitting there staring at the teacher and trying to understand what they're saying doesn't really do that. And neither does listening and scribbling down every single word. You need to involve your brain as much as possible. And for that, we need a strategy. And for starters, you can ask permission to record the class so you can come back to it later. Let's check out step by step what we have to do. The objective is to pay attention to the class until you receive a notable concept. Once you get that, write it down as briefly as possible using points or numbers. Once you've done that, go straight back to your class. You'll be able to flesh out your notes in the next step. In this step, you go back to your notes. This should be done as soon as possible after the class for maximum retention. Flesh out the notes as much as possible by referring to videos, books, and even handouts from the class. Now, this is where the real learning takes place, and this is the territory of higher cognitive function. There's a lot to be gained by relating one idea to the other and seeing how they all fit together as a kind of a puzzle. Does one cause another? Is there a time relationship between these two things? This is also another higher cognitive function that will help you to remember. Next, you want to put it to the test. This is especially useful if you have a study buddy or a partner who you can work with. Then you make questions for each other and just grill each other on the questions. Another thing you can do is give a class in the thing that you were studying. You could even do it in front of the mirror. You could do it into a tape recorder and then listen to it and give it points out of 10. If you make quizzes and give it to your partners, you can keep this going for a long time and challenge each other and try and make it more and more and more difficult. This provokes a lot of retention. Now, the key takeaway here is higher cognitive function. So make sure to engage your brain as much as possible by engaging with the material as much as possible. You can also back this up with training. You can use brain training by using cognitive training techniques, and make sure you rest your mind too with adequate mindfulness techniques. To learn more about how to achieve excellence, go to www.cognifit.com/employee-wellbeing. This is Brendan Clark for CogniFit. Until next time.